Hey, welcome back to another episode for Life for Living Well. My name is Richard, and before I dive into the topic that I have for us this week, I do like to say if you like to know what Life for Living Well community do, you can check it out on our website at www.lifeforlivingwell.com. If you also would like to get our amazing article that go out every week, so just need to enter your email to newsletter and then you will be one of the first people that sign up to receive the article. So we publish the article once a week, the podcast and the video blog, just to keep the community going. And if you like to get inspiration about one or two books, you can also find it out on the website. If you go to the book page and you give it the list and the review of the members current and in the past that they've read, and they put their view how those books has helped them during their own times. So let's dive in without taking much of your time. The topic that I'm looking at this week is what I call how are you embodying your values? So, as we normally do, is to take from one individual and use their inspiration and build our own message around it. So, for this week, I'm taking from Roy A. Disney, and this is how Roy put it. When your values are clear to you, making decisions becomes easier. We all know how decision making can be very difficult for some people, and it can even make them so paralysis that they are not able to make the decision, or they have the history of always making the wrong moves to the point that they are paralyzed to make any decision about their life. So one of the key reasons that it helps on people to make a decision is when you make decision in line with your values, it becomes very easier because you become authentic, you become real, and you it's something that driven and govern your life. So if truth govern your life, it will be very difficult for you to lie. It will be very difficult for you not to be upfront when you're dealing with people. It's very difficult for you not knowing your own boundaries, not know what you can take, what you cannot take. It is very, very difficult for you. So if the respect is your values, you are the kind of person that you do everything to be clear, to be transparent with the people that you going to deal with. And then for you, it's not what you gain from that, it's the reputation that you have that are more important to you. So many of us are different values that govern us. But the key thing is that many people that claim to be one thing, but they end up doing another thing. So the question is, why is that? So you can see that in the businesses where they list the list of values that they stand for or stood for, or they list the list of virtues that govern their businesses. But when the shove comes to the shove, when the political pressure comes, they begin to do something totally different. When the business is panicking and they are not making money, they lost the integrity, they lost humanity, and they do things that is opposite of what they said, they claim that they stood for. And these are the things that we live in the world that people not always live by what they say that govern them. So how do you play around this? And if you think about yourself as an individual, we also do the same thing. In our head, in our mind, the people that we deal with, we tell them or we dress or we present ourselves certain way. But deep down, we're actually the opposite of that. And our values is contradicting our behavior. But what Roy and the others and myself was saying that Our values should be the motivating factor that govern us. So, so just imagine parents often tell their children to do what is right. So you would think that these parents themselves always do what is right, because sometimes being human is that we cannot always do what is right. And you'll be so surprised that how consistently do they practice what they preach in their children present. So the best way you test that is when they're driving and the children are in the car, and another car cross them, or another driver driving irresponsibly, how much they're able to hold and control their emotions. Did they lash out? Did they try to run cross the traffic light so that they can get to where they're going quickly? So, and they pretend that those children in the car didn't see anything, didn't notice anything. It's funny when adults can actually learn a lot from children, but we always pretending that we can teach the children. We don't have to teach them. Almost children are philosophers. They're good in observing, and they're good in acting what they say that you are doing. So the first education, the first psychology start at home. So you can often infer someone's values based on their behavior, especially in how they respond to rejection or conflict. Sometimes people who aim to take advantage of others might initially come across as overly kind or generous. So warming up before asking for something, or worse, taking it without your consent. How many times that people ask you for help? Even in your heart, you would love to help them. But at that particular time they're helping you, you are not in position to do it. And you are not going to elaborately explain yourself. You respect that person so much that you take them and you say, look, I would love to help you. But the moment if I try to promise you that I'm going to do this, I'm not going to be able to do it. That's a reality for me right now. But the person continues to pester you, and eventually they decide that they don't want to talk to you. How many of you experience things like this? Because you will have different kind of people, our friends, our family. You have people that they wanted to take, or they think you have something to help them to achieve their dreams. You may actually have it, but at that moment you may not be able to help them. So how do they react when you say no, or when you turn it down? So which is also hard or soft rejection. Did they act in a way that they decided that they don't want to be part of your life anymore? So you can often infer someone's values based on their behavior. So that's why I gave that example. So the best way to identify your own values is to reflect on your response to events beyond your control. You don't really know all your values if you don't become intentional about reflecting. And the chances that the universe gave every one of us is the event in our life, is the clash we have with others, is the pushback we get from the others, is the obstacle, is the problem, is the challenges that we have. How do we react to it? Are we the kind of person that have courage? You don't really know until you've been put into the position that the only thing that will take you out of the pit you find yourself is the courage, is the hope. And it's only when you reflective about it, when you're able to go inward and find out how do you feel this way. And imagine two friends, and one friend in his mind, he always thinking that out of the values that's available to him, he prioritizes three values. One, friendship, loyalty, and justice as his core values. But one particular day, something happened. And what really happened, it will make this particular friend that value friendship, loyalty, justice very important to him to violate those values. So the other friend that value loyalty and friendship above justice was demanding the other friend to do injustifiable or injustice things in a way that will violate the core values. So that particular time, the guy that valued justice have to stood up for what is truth, what is right. But the other friend took it as if the friend is not loyal and is not friendly. But in reality, in the hierarchy of things, justice comes first for the other friend. And the loyalty and friendship come second and third. So sometimes we don't really know what is most important thing to us in all these values. But the event and the time will prove to us what exactly that we are here to do, what exactly that motivates us to do what we do. So this example that I highlight, that justice may hold greater importance compared to the other two values, loyalty and friendship. So one of the key benefits of having clearly defined values is the ability to make decisions with conviction and integrity. Many people today, if you look around you, they make a lot of decisions based on popularity, based on trending, based on social media. Many people choose a partner because of what they see in magazine. Many people even choose career. Many people travel to places because everybody's doing it without really ask themselves, what exactly do I want? Why do I want it? So, however, many companies claim to oppose certain values, yet fail to reflect them in how they treat their staff or clients. So it is crucial to evaluate people and organizations not just by what they say or write about their values, but how they behave. Action often revealed through priorities. So what is important to them? Is it the money they actually value, rather they value the quality? Is it the people that build their business that they value, or the income that they get from the business? Is it the people in your life? What is it that value them? Because what they value is how they will treat you or how they will behave. So the best opportunity to assess anyone's values comes when they are tested by life challenges. For example, someone with a sense of entitlement may also display pride and resentment. Why would they have a resentment? When you are so full of yourself, it is easy that people will offend you. When you think that the whole world is all around you, it is so easy that people will say things or do things that will hurt your feelings. So often stemming from unmet expectations or feelings of rejection. As we're bringing it to the end, I'm encourage you to review your values in the beginning of 2025. The best way you could do that is it's not too late, is to look back at 2024 and look at the 2 or 3 events that happened in your life. Why did you react the way you react? Why did you take the action that you tell? We often don't give ourselves enough credit. We are more stronger than we think we are. We are more courageous. We are more adaptable than we think we are. We are more. We are more abundant in our mind, but we don't often use it because we don't slow down. We don't take a time. We don't sit down and look back and say, what is the event that happened in 2024? How did I manage to go through it? What helped me? What motivates me? And our values will change with years, with experience, with the location, with the things that happen in our life. Things that you value a lot when you are a teenager might not become the thing that you value when you become an adult. Things that you value when you're in your home might not be the same thing that you value when you share your life with another person. The job that you work with. You might not be motivated by the money that you get from the job. You might be more motivated by the service that you can contribute to the job, or what the company or the businesses is doing to the environment or to the local. So examine your values and let those values guide you. So having solid values not only help you create the life you want, but also support you in making confident decisions. We got to be able to make a lot of confident decisions in 2025. And one of the ingredients we need to do that is to embrace our values, is to create the values that will help us to do that. Our visions must be very clear. If it's not clear, it's easy for others to sell us their own vision. And then we get confused and disillusioned. So your value may differ from those of your siblings, friends, or colleagues, but they have the potential to positively influence others who cross your path. So finally, strive to create and live by the values you can truly be proud of. I hope this message helps someone. Until we meet again, please stay safe and have a wonderful week. Ciao.